Hello, welcome to our channel. In this video, we will talk about equations in two variables. So first, let's define what we mean by equations in two variables. An equation in two variables, x and y, represents a set of points xy. And these points xy are called solutions of the equation. Here, I have put down a couple of examples. The first equation here is y equals x squared minus 3. Let's try to find out some solutions of this equation. So for example, if we take x to be 0, then y has to be 0 squared minus 3. So y has to be 0 squared minus 3, which is negative 3. So this is a solution to this equation. We can have infinitely many solutions because we can take infinitely many values of x, because there are infinitely many possibilities for values of x and y. As another example, I can take x to be like negative 1. Then y will be negative 1 squared minus 3. So negative 1 squared is 1, 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So this is another solution. So these are a couple of solutions to this particular equation. Next, we have this equation here, y squared equals 2x minus 2. We can do the same thing here. So when you plug in 0 for x, let's write that down here. So when x equals 0, we have y squared equals 2 times 0 minus 2, which is negative 2. So we want to solve this equation, y squared equals negative 2. So how will the value of y look like when y squared is negative 2? If you look at this equation, we have a squared number on one side and we have a negative number on another side. So which is not possible because any number squared is always positive. So in this case, we can't have 0 for x in the solution of this equation. So this simply doesn't work. Next, let's try x equals 2. So when x is 2, we have y squared equals 2 times 2 minus 2, which is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have y squared equals 2. That means y can be plus or minus square root of 2 when you take the square root of both sides. So there are two possibilities. I can have 2 comma square root of 2 as one solution, and the other solution is 2 comma square root of negative 2. So we have these two solutions when x is 2. So we can find a lot of solutions here also. So basically any point satisfying these equations, we call them solutions to the equations. Now let's look at how we can graph these two equations. The first one, we have y equals x squared minus 3. One of the most common way of graphing equations like these is using a table. We can put x and y values in a table like this one, and then try to plot some of them. So when x is 0, you see we have y equals 0 squared minus 3, which is negative 3. When x is 1, we have 1 squared minus 3, which is negative 2. When x is negative 1, we have negative 1 squared, which is again 1 minus 3, negative 2. Let's try 2 more points. Let's try 2 and negative 2. When x is 2, we have 4 squared minus 3, which is 1. When x is 2, we have 2 squared minus 3, which is 1. And when x is negative 2, we have negative 2 squared, which is 4 minus 3, and that is also 1 again. So let's try to plot these points. We have 0, -3 right here. Then we have 1, -2. 1, -2 is over here. -1, -2 is over here. Then we have 2, 1. 2, 1 is here. Then we have -2, 1 is over here. So the graph of this function must go through these points. And that means the graph should look like this one. So if we get more points, it will be a smooth curve going through these points. So this is the graph of the first equation. Now let's try the second one. Again, we can create a table of x and y values. So first, let's try x equals 0. We want to find what y would be. So for x equals 0, we have y squared equals 2 times 0 minus 2, which is -2. But this is not possible. Y squared, a number squared, cannot be a negative number. So that means there is no y value when x is 0. When x is 1, we have y squared equals, so for x equals 1, we have y squared equals 2 times 1 minus 2, which is 0. So that means y must be 0. So the graph of this function must go through the point 1, 0. When x is -1, let's try x equals -1, y squared will be -2 minus 2. 2 times -1 minus 2, which is -4. Again, this is not possible because a number squared cannot be -4. So we don't have that either. Next, let's try x equals 2. When x is 2, we have y squared equals 2 times 2 minus 2, which is 2. So that means y will be plus or minus square root of 2 when you take the square root of both sides. So square root of 2, and the other point is negative square root of 2. Let's try a couple more points. When x is 3, we have 2 times 3 minus 2. So 6 minus 2, which is 4. So for x equals 3, we have y squared equals 4, which means y equals plus or minus 2 when you take the square root of both sides. So y equals 2 and y equals -2 when x equals 3. So we got few points. If you like, you can of course get more points, but let's try graphing with these points. All right, so the first point we have here is 1, 0. 1, 0 is right here. The second point is 2 square root of 2. 2 square root of 2. Square root of 2 is about 1.4. So let's say it's over here. And the next point is 2 negative square root of 2, which would be over here. Next one is 3, 2. 3, 2 is right here. 3 -2 is a point right here. So the graph of this must go through these points. We can try to connect them. If you get a lot more points, it will look like this one, a smooth curve going through these points. So this is the graph of the equation y squared equals 2x minus 2. So this is how we can graph equations by using some points, by plotting points. And of course, these days, there are a lot of technologies and graphic calculators that we can use to graph equations. So we will do that next. The first one, I will show you how to graph using TI calculator. So go to y equals right here. So clear the equation that you have already over there. If you have something over there already, we can just hit clear button if you want to clear any equation that's already there. And then we will just type in the equation y equals the right hand part over here. So we have x squared minus 3. We can use this button to get x, and then we have square over here, x squared minus 3. If you hit enter, that should give you the equation right here, and then hit graph. It looks like we need to fix the window. So go to window. For x minimum, let's put like -5. For x maximum, let's put 5. Y minimum, let's put like -5. These minimum and maximum, we really need to experiment few values and see what values give us the best view of the graph. So for y maximum, let's put 5. Now let's try to graph it. So this is the graph of y equals x squared minus 3. The first one. Let me show you the next one also, how to do it on the graphing calculator. Again, go to y equals. You can clear the first one, or you can just use y2 equals to type in the second equation. So we have y equals 2x minus x squared. So we have both first and second equation here. If we graph with both of these equations here, you will get the graph of both of the functions. So if you look at this one, the first one is what we already had, y equals x squared minus 3 is this one. And what we just got is the second one. So this curve is y equals 2x minus x squared. And of course, if you want just one of them, you can go back and clear the one you don't want to display. So go back to y1. So let's remove this one. Hit enter. And let's hit graph again and see what we get. So now we have the second graph only. All right, so this is how we can graph in a graphing calculator. Now let me show you how to graph this in Desmos. In any browser, go to desmos.com. You just need to type in desmos.com over here and hit enter. It will take you to this screen, and then click on graphing calculator. Now all we need to do is enter the equation. So let's go back and see what equations we had. The first one is y equals x squared minus 3. And this is the graph that we got in graphing calculator also. The second one is y equals 2x minus x squared. This is the second graph. The third one is y equals 5x plus 10. This is the third one. And the last one we have here is y squared equals 2x minus 2. So we got all 4 graphs in the same axis here. And if you don't want to display any of them, you can just uncheck over here. So that one goes away. If you want this one also to go away, click on that. If you like this one also to go away, click on that. And the other tool I have put down here is wolframalpha.com. In any browser, again, just type in wolframalpha.com. It should take you to this window. And over here, all you need to do is type in the equation, y equals x squared minus 3, and hit enter. All right, so, and it gives you the graph, and it will also give you a lot more information about it. Some of these are very useful information, which you will need for more analysis of the equation. Otherwise, this is the graph. In our next videos, we will talk more about equations in two variables. But this is it in this video. Thank you for watching.